running for about 4 more minutes. It's Alirien, and welcome to the mystery trip vlog. Chris has just left the car to go back inside to grab napkins, but we are at the Buc-ee's in Foley / whatever else. It's the exit for Gulf Shores. No, we are not going to Gulf Shores. It is just on the way to our mystery destination. We left probably about 8:45-ish this morning, made good time, stopped in Gautier for gas, and now we're here to grab food, and I am still mostly full on the tank, so we're good to go. But yeah, and we have, and I can pull out me GPS. I need to plug my phone in. We've got just about 6 hours left to go on the drive here. And it's pretty much a straight shot east on I-10 until the very end. Let me set you down for a second while I plug the phone in. There we go. I will put that clip back on there. This is not necessarily the worst angle. I am excited. I hope he is too. He actually didn't even really know that we were necessarily stopping at this Buc-ee's. He had asked if we would be stopping at a Buc-ee's or passing a Buc-ee's, and I said it was fairly likely that we would, but I still don't think he completely grasped. He knows which direction we're going now, and I slipped last night and said something about it being in a different time zone, so he at least knows we're going to be in the Eastern US time zone. He also knows that we are going for the city in question's 3rd annual history festival, which is part of the reason I picked the timing that I did. The place we're going has a lot of history, a lot of history, and so that's part of why I picked the destination in the first place, because I figured he and I both would enjoy that, and how historic this location is. Sorry for that rattling sound. It's my pendant hitting my sunglasses. I'm gonna tuck it in for now. But when I saw there was a festival to celebrate that history, I was like, okay, that's perfect. Once we get there, I need to actually look up a couple of the places that I want us to go and make sure that if there's any sort of booking or reservation that needs to be made, any sort of tickets that need to be bought, I can do that, because there's a few specific experiences I want us to do. He is walking back with those napkins now. But yeah, we are gonna eat. We both got club melts, because he has agreed with me that the club melt is the better way to go than the chopped brisket, I think. Yeah, we're gonna eat and then get back on the road. You'll be running when I raise the black flag. So we just got gas a little bit past the Osceola National Forest, and so we have about an hour and 15 minutes left. And I presume he still doesn't know where exactly we're going, because he told me he's actively trying to not figure it out by looking at the map. So he wants to actually let it be a surprise, which I appreciate. He's inside grabbing a drink. He's on his way back. We're gonna hit the road again in just a moment. So I guess the next time you hear from us, we will be at our destination at the hotel. You can't keep me in a cage made of tired ideas. All right, we are here, we are checked in, and we are somewhat settled. We've got stuff scattered very, very quickly around here. I have tried to make myself look like I haven't been driving for 9 hours.
You've been driving?
Yes, I have. Hello. We have picked out a dinner place that's just Mellow Mushroom, which is a fairly common name, but our local one closed, so we're feeling a little nostalgic, and it's something nice and simple for our first night here.
Nice to assume. It's that Mellow Mushroom, right? There's not some other fucking Mellow Mushroom.
It was a pizza joint. It was pictures of pizza when I pulled it up. We're gonna go do that once he's ready. I say once he's ready, you basically only need to put on a shirt. I don't know what else we'll do tonight, but tomorrow we will go do sightsee things. I will pick out a couple of things for us to do tomorrow, and we will go from there. But yeah, I'm excited. I took a picture of the sunset view earlier. Sadly, it's dark now, but I'll step out and show you guys. Here's the nighttime view. And we are facing west, so you can see the fading sort of pinks of the sunset sky over there. And there's a train track right there. So we did have a train go by earlier. Hopefully there's not too many of those during the night. It's a motel, but it's a nice motel. The room is clean and mostly in good condition. I'm gonna let them know that the toilet holder is busted when we're leaving, but otherwise, so far so good. I'm very hungry. We're gonna go get dinner, and I will keep y'all posted. What is down this hallway? I guess more rooms. I don't know if I actually said in any of the clips previously, but we're in St. Augustine, Florida. I was trying to not say it in case you got in the car while I was filming. I was trying to not say it in case he got in the car while I was filming, and now I don't know if I actually said it in the previous clip, but yeah. We're in St. Augustine, oldest city in America, as far as anybody can claim. Seen some clips that we had dinner at Mellow Mushroom, which was delicious, and they accidentally made a small instead of a medium, so we ended up with 2 pizzas. Which we did not need the second pizza at all, but we've got extra food now, so we decided to come right back here because my stomach was bothering me. It's fine now. I got a little bit ill during the course of the drive, and so by the time we ate dinner, my stomach was having to rectify the fact that it had had food and then suddenly emptied itself and then suddenly had food again. But yeah, I'm okay now. But we are watching Hacksaw Ridge on AMC, and probably will go to sleep once it's done. And then tomorrow the plan starts with finding some game shops because, of course, Chris wants to get a model to commemorate visiting St. Augustine, and maybe we'll find a fun set of dice or something. And then we will go from there, probably park near the historic district and walk around, see what shops we find that are interesting. We will see you in the morning. Good morning. It is our first full day here in St. Augustine, and we are heading to Games Workshop first, mostly to check if they have a couple of things that Chris is looking for. Afterwards, we're gonna go to probably a normal game shop just to look around, and then we will figure things out from there. So here we go. Check out how cool this is. It's clearing the rocks from the track so that it doesn't impede train movement. Because of his situation, higher maintenance. Navigation is still fussing at me. Hang on. Head west towards Spanish Street. We went by the Warhammer store. They did not have the model of the month that he was looking for, mostly because it is the next month, and apparently, like, if we had been able to come by on Sunday, we might have been able to snag one, but we didn't get it until last night, which was Tuesday. But he did grab some other stuff. I actually got a couple of books to read, and they recommended the mochi donut place across the center from them called Mochiatsu, which I thought was fun. Got a half and half cheese and hot dog with potatoes on the outside. It was very good. I've never had a Korean hot dog before, but it was very good. But that's why the lipstick's already kind of coming off around the inside of my mouth. Got some mochi donut and a boba tea, but now we are parked near one of the city center areas, and we're gonna go check out Mythical Mountain, which is probably gonna be a lot like Little Wars back home. Go walk around for the next 2 hours or so to get our money's worth out of the parking space. Come along. We walked around a little bit. Mythical Mountain was a bit more of a collectible shop than a game shop, but we did still find a couple of goodies. I got Mom a Queen Anna figure, and there was a very nice figure of Rey Hino from Sailor Moon in her student uniform instead of the Sailor Scout uniform. So we are back at the car because our parking is about to expire, and we're gonna see what we can do about lunch. You said you have no preferences, just food. Okay. Meehan's Irish Pub, 123 Burger House sounds good. Prohibition Kitchen, which looks like a gastro pub. No Name Bar, all right. South of Philly Steaks and Hoagies. Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill.
Cause wherever you go around the world you'll find an Irish pub.
Lovely day. We had lunch at Meehan's after going to the game shops. The food was wonderful. The drinks were good as well. We walked around the area for a little bit, stopped in a few other shops to collect some things and just saw some of the sights in the area. Came back to freshen up a little bit. He switched to his kilt. As you can see there, I touched up my makeup and combed my hair because the combination of wind and humidity meant that my hair was getting awfully tangled. But we don't want to spend the whole rest of the night here in the room, so we are going to head back out to go check out the Museum of Medieval Torture, because that is still open till about 10, and we'll probably go walk around the shopping area a bit more and take our time a little bit more now that we understand what all is there, and so we'll pay more sufficiently for parking and just take our time. Tomorrow will be the bulk of everything because we want to try to hit, I think, as many of the museums as we can that we want to see before they close, because a lot of them close around 5 or 6 in the evening, hence why we can't go to most of them now. And then Friday will also be the big day. Well, tomorrow night will also be, Friday night. Yeah, Friday will be the big day because that is when we will go to the Castillo San Marcos, which will have special exhibitions going on as well as being the fort. Fort Mose will have a musket and cannon demonstration at 12:30, so we might do that first and then go to the Castillo. And then we have the Rum Runner cruise from Black Raven Adventures at 8:30 Friday night.
Close on Thursday. We're doing that on Thursday, right? Pretty sure we said that on Thursday.
I got a reminder email about it, so hang on. Okay, yeah, it is tomorrow night. I wrote down the wrong date. So yeah, tomorrow will be the bulk because we'll do all the museums during the day, and then we have the Rum Runner cruise, and then Friday we will do the Castillo and Fort Mose and any other last minute things we want to do. Whilst we are here, maybe we'll drive out to a good point to look out at the ocean since we are on the Atlantic, and then we drive home Saturday. Let us head back into town and go check out some medieval torture devices and some more shopping. I wonder how many people refuse to go through here just because of the mannequins.
I assume you're understanding. But I mean, look at
Good morning. It is, what is today? All right, my phone is in my pocket. 10:24 on Thursday, and today is going to be our big day as far as like how much we're doing. The plan is to get out to as many of the museums today as possible, and we have our Rum Runner cruise this evening at about 8:30. So we are just about ready, and we're going to head out very, very soon here. But we're trying to decide where we're going to start. The Fountain of Youth is really close to us, as is the old Senator Tree, which is called that because it's estimated to be at least 600 years old. So it was already here and growing when Ponce de Leon landed here and founded America's first coast and oldest city. So maybe we'll do that first, since it's really close by, and then we'll head into the main area of town to go do all of the stuff that's over there. I would like to have lunch before we attempt the lighthouse because it is 219 steps to the top. But I'm excited to give it a try. We'll do Fountain of Youth and Old Senator Tree and maybe the old jail first, because the old jail is fairly close by as well. I don't think I properly did any sort of sign off last night, but that's okay. Where did I even? Oh yeah, probably the last thing y'all would have seen would have been a couple of clips of the Museum of Torture. But basically, once we were done with that, we headed back out, walked along the main strip along the river, doubled back and walked along the actual waterfront of the river, which was very, very nice. The breeze was fantastic. Came back and just chilled in the room until we fell asleep because we knew we wanted to get up a little bit. We wanted to get up a little bit more early, a little earlier. There we go. This morning to make sure that we had time to get to as many of the things we wanted to see as possible. So we're gonna head out in just a moment and take you along for the day.
We are standing in literal history. Isn't that neat?
Look at the patina that has occurred in the glass with age. That's so cool.
The magnitude of the discovery was soon realized, and the name New World was applied in general to these new lands. This globe represents our world. It rotates on its axis exactly as does the Earth. It is 56 feet in circumference and equal in height to a two-story building. Although surrounded by total darkness, one may stand in the rotunda and by means of black light have the feeling of seeing the Earth from a great distance. A multicolored planet radiating its own subdued brilliance as it slowly rotates in the darkness of outer space. Another famous voyage in American history was that of Ponce de Leon in 1513, when he anchored his 3 ships within sight of present St. Augustine Harbor on April the 2nd and named his discovery La Florida.
Folks, this is Florida. Feeling it, right? Yep, just another day of our weather impersonating a sauna. Hotter back then is nowhere near as good as
You were out of the way already.
and it really can absorb moisture. Your powder goes bad, Jake's matchlock turns into a 9-pound club just like that. Warboats, they don't have that issue. That's made them really good backup weapons in the new world.
house knows cat and everything. It's almost like he's a lighthouse keeper. Or a
The
wiggy.
size of that wrench. I haven't spoken much today. Where did we start today? Fountain of Youth was really cool, really interesting. The Lighthouse and Maritime Museum were fantastic. We climbed to the top, as you will have seen. 219 steps, 14 stories, and very windy because now there are storms rolling in. More on that in a moment. Went back into town to see the Pirate and Treasure Museum, which was fabulous. And we got goodies at all three places. And went back to the room to kind of clean up and wind down before heading to Black Raven Adventures Rum Runner Cruise this evening, which was supposed to start at 8:30. It is now 8:20. We would be on that ship right now had the rain not decided to roll in this evening. Captain for the ship, or the cruise, decided that he did not want to risk trying to sail this evening because of the storm. So we were able to reschedule for tomorrow, which means I'll be wearing the exact same thing you see right now in 24 hours. And unfortunately, because of how a lot of the touristy things here are set up, everything that isn't a bar or a ghost tour or a restaurant has closed up for the night. And I had left my jacket in the room because I didn't realize that the rain was gonna hit when it was. So we didn't want to get stuck walking around or trying to leave a place and get drenched. So we are back at the hotel. He's tucked into the lobby to get a couple fresh drinks for the room for tonight. And we are just gonna chill in the room for the rest of the night. Tomorrow is Fort Mose and the Castillo and whatever other sites we want to see. I think we might try to do Ripley, collect whatever last gifts we still need to pick out for anybody. And then, of course, Saturday we head home. So yeah. We'll try to make as good of use of our day tomorrow as we can before the Rum Runner Cruise and then the end of the trip. It's very weird to me taking a trip that is less than a week long. I am not used to doing it. My parents and I almost always took a week in places. And it you know, a lot of it is doable in 5 days. If we had gotten into town earlier on Tuesday, we probably would have been able to do at least one thing that first night. Also, if I had been feeling well. I almost forgot about that. If my stomach was still acting up, we still probably wouldn't have done much. This has been very enjoyable. I would love to come back and stay a little longer and take our time a bit more. But this has been very enjoyable so far. I will probably check in again tomorrow since there's not much else we'll be doing tonight. switch to my phone because the video camera has died and needs to charge. I know, but like it still needs to charge. I'll deal with it later.
Battery's full.
I know. I'll get it set up once we get back to the car. But we have had a good morning thus far. We went to Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum this morning, which was very interesting. I will say if you get easily disoriented, don't do some of the optical illusion things. Because there is a hallway you walk through that is like a spinning vortex thing. And they have a bypass hallway for anybody who can't do it. All you really need to do is focus dead ahead or at the floor to get through it without like starting to drift over. But I know too many people who would get very easily disoriented who would not enjoy that. But it was pretty interesting. And on top of the ticket price, it's only like $3 more to get a little like guidebook thing about some of the stuff. We have just had lunch at Prohibition Kitchen on St. George Street, which was delicious. It's basically like if a bootleg distillery had a sort of speakeasy in its warehouse, is the best way I can describe how it was decorated and furnished. We are heading back to the car to drop off our leftover pretzel and french fries. And it also works out because we are parked right by the Castillo San Marcos, which is what we are going to do next. But we have been thoroughly enjoying this whole experience, and we definitely plan to come back in future and take a bit more time to do some of the other things we haven't done yet, or see some of these things again. I need to get you garters.
I mean, that is what those are.
And in spite of the weather this morning, it is still a very, very nice day. The rain has helped cool everything off, so it feels like it's somewhere in the 70s right now. It's not nearly as humid, oddly enough. Here's a nice view of the river as we come out onto the A1A. Well,
These cannons are basically useless at this range.
useful material. Smoke. Smoke, yeah.
What if the shipment says cannons are doing all time?
Very likely shrimp, especially this time of year. So we just walked out of the Castillo San Marcos, which you can see behind me there as my boyfriend takes a sip of his water. That's on me, love. No, you're fine. There it is. You can see it behind me. It was really, really cool. They had a couple of extra demonstrators, like a cooper and a blacksmith today. And it's really neat because they had authentic of the period cannons of various sizes. 18 pounders, 24 pounders, mortars and such. But they also had recreation ones, both working replicas and display replicas. You could see all of the evidence of like the bored soldiers staying there, their 2-day watches, scrawling and burning things into the walls from both Spanish and British forces that occupied the fort at any point. And American forces, but they particularly had, well, that's true. So the Spanish and the British soldiers respectively carved various kinds of ships into the walls. The American soldiers later would add American flags to those ships, which is hilarious. And there were spots you could see where old doorways were filled in with the coquina limestone as the place was renovated and changed to adapt to the new needs of each group that owned it. And it's really cool, and it's probably the first true fort that either of us, well, you said it was the first real fort that you've been on. I don't think I've been on any other ones. If I was, it might have been one at Williamsburg, but we never went into like the Capitol or fort-related buildings. The coolest building at Williamsburg I went into was probably the Governor's Palace, which is not what that is. Yeah, I think that was my first fort too. Very cool. So now we're probably going to walk around the area across the street for a little bit because we've got another hour on our parking and I want to get my money's worth out of it. So around 5:30, we will come back and head back to the room to get cleaned up for our dinner cruise. We're gonna go check out some more of the shops and such in the St. George Street area. We are at the pier waiting to board Black Raven Adventures. They have to let the previous cruise disembark first, so we're just waiting as patiently as we can. But there's a glimpse of the aft, the stern of the ship.
Also the aft.
I know, but making sure I remembered the word stern.
I would give you a stern talking to you.
I know, hence why I was making sure I remembered it. It was really neat to watch them moor the ship in place, because there was one dude down here with the ropes pulling to make sure the ship landed where it was supposed to. We're getting ready to go on this, and I'm excited.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna detach that clip from the D-ring. You're gonna let out on the strap, and you're gonna open the vest up into a nice big letter A. This we're on a pirate ship. You guys know what that A stands for? Ah! Take your hands, you're gonna shove it through the A-hole. I'm gonna definitely give you a gun too, for sure. All right, look at the camera, look really mean, and say treasure.
Earlier, and then I completely forgot because we left pretty early this morning. We left at about 7 or 8.
Left about 8 on the nose, actually.
8 local time, so would be 7 a.m. back home, and have driven most of the way home. We've got about 3 hours left to go because we are at the Buc-ee's in Alabama. I am starving and I am dehydrated, but I'm about to remedy that. We got 2 huge bottles of water. I got a salad and some extra eggs to put on said salad. But yeah, we got about 3 hours left to go before we hit home. We miss everybody. It's supposed to play D&D tonight, but so far at least 2 people have had to pull out for various reasons. We will see what happens there. I need to get this food and water in my body. So. As you can see by my surroundings, we are home safe and sound. We got home maybe an hour and a half ago. We got inundated with love and kisses from all of the animals and spent a while unpacking the car and showing mom everything we got. And we both thoroughly enjoyed this trip, and we're excited for the next one, but we're very glad to be home. That's everything from our trip to St. Augustine, Florida. We had a wonderful time. It's a beautiful and incredibly fascinating city, and like I said, we cannot wait to travel again or to return to St. Augustine. But yeah, we're very glad to be home. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know where all the buttons and the links are to show me that love. If you'd like more content like this video specifically, I have my travel playlist linked in the cards and the doobly-doo. And if you'd like to keep up with my adventures on other social media planes, you can also find my Linktree portal in the doobly-doo to reach all of my other accounts. As always, I'd like to give a huge special thankful shout out to my Coven of patrons who continue to be my biggest supporters. And if you, dear viewer, would like to join their ranks, again, check that Linktree portal below where pledges start at $1 a month. Thank you again. Stay tuned for the beginnings of building Sybil Rochester's garb, as well as more gaming VODs, and I will see you all again very soon. Keep it, my loves. Mwah!